Dun, 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 dun. The voice behind the sound diary. Hi, Monkeyverse, and welcome to the voice behind the sound diary, where I share my personal life and my journey as an independent musician. So today's topic, I just want to say happy Pride Month to all of you who are rainbows walking. And I'm also rainbow walking. So today I think that this will be a good time, a good episode to discuss about sexuality, my journey to it, and how I affect my music, and all the things that have been going on. But I hope that you could enjoy this episode. This will be a little company, and yeah. So let's get into the video. First, let me take a big cup of coffee. This cup will be our friend to this episode. But to be fair, this coffee is really good. To be fair, I feel like I didn't want to do this episode, even I'm nervous talking about this because this is the only thing, maybe the only topic that I'm very like kind of nervous to talk about because to me it's been such a journey since I discovered that I'm don't like girls, like lesbian basically. Even the word like in themselves like cost me something because I have years that I came out, but it's been a journey, to be honest. It's been a journey in my life. It's been a journey in all of my things that I used to think. It's been a journey in like how my mind blew up and like how everything just have a reason and like how I understand. And I just want to give you a big shout out to Made It Out, which is the podcast that I'm very, very excited to just discover this year, and I love them a lot. I think it was this year, maybe the last year, but I enjoy so much learning about new lesbians, like new people, new like they can come in different ways, and I don't know, it inspires me and encourages me to do this. And as you know, I have 19, so I feel sure and secure talking about these topics, and I just want to tell you that I will tell maybe some trigger warnings, but I will do in a filter way so everyone can feel included and safe, and I will feel triggered because I got triggered, by the way. But anyway, so we're gonna start by when I was little. So when I was little, I think that it came to be in a very innocent way. Like I used to think that when I was to play with girls and to little princess, the hair, whatever. I feel like I was comfortable doing that, but I was not comfortable doing like the recreation of like maybe roles that is we see maybe our little kids, and like we kind of recreate that in every situation. And for me it was like okay, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. So to me was just the fact that I'm not like comfortable doing it, but I kind of love the company of girls in the time, and it also feel good to me. So it was like maybe it's just something that happened to me, but I didn't have like clear until like I grow more, I kind of grow more. So, as you know, we always like knew, kind of knew because everyone knows in different type of way. But I knew, like I'm saying, since I was little, but I kind of suppressed the years because we were in a like a straight community. That's what I live currently now in Peru. But we are in a very straight community, so by the time as well it was more straight was straight parents with straight boys, straight girls, and a straight community. Just that. So to me, it was like, okay, I enjoy that. I like even I pick like a boy, and by the time like this will like me, but not like me. This will like me because everyone likes somebody. But in the end of the school, I ended up with like no one liking me, and I'm very aware of this because there used to like me some boy older than me, like in a very cute way, but it doesn't come like it fully like me. Like I thought that he was cute, so I was thinking maybe if I thought that somebody is cute, they will like me. So yeah. Now looking back and seeing my brother, I'm like, wow, that is such. You were so younger to thought about it. Like, you don't need to ask your brother if he maybe likes somebody. Like, you don't need to do that, please. You don't need to do that. So yeah, continuing with it. I didn't know about gay people. I didn't know about lesbian people. I didn't know like about the LGBTQ plus community because my environment was not that. If you compare my mindset, how I used to be, because we don't have internet by the time, to now, it's like, wow, you can maybe understand me very well. But I didn't have that representation by the time. It was like 2013? 13? I think 13, but I kind of discovered that through the time. So it was a point where I was seeing TV show with my mom. I was a little toddler of the puppies, like cats. Someone who can treat and make themselves through the treatment and you know things that they does. But there is a couple where I can remember very well was a blonde girl and a brunette girl who were like together, but to me, like I was innocent by the time. Like I didn't know that they could exist that community. And I asked my mom, Mom, they are sisters, like they are friends. Why they share a home? And now looking back, it's like no, they were a couple. They were a couple. So my mom told me like there's certain people that were different than us and they are different, but they deserve also love and they deserve respect. So they are just people, so they are a couple. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I think it looks kind of nice as well, like having like a cat with somebody, like it's just the same as you. So I was thinking, oh, I thought it was so cool by the time, by the way. So to me, it was not a big deal, but I kind of surprised. But my mom told me to like, but how you like boys is okay. So I think I kind of affirmed that in a way. But I was thinking that would be cool, but I just forget about it. Um, the moment when I kind of realized a little bit was when I got to um high school because I ended up being like totally straight since school. Like all my school was straight, so I was like, okay, cool. Even now, everyone at my school is straight. Like even I knew that some more of my classmates were pregnant or maybe have family, but it's okay. I'm still young. I mean, I have 19. I have a life to go. Anyway, but yeah. So moving on, we have the time where I go to high school, where was a time more beautiful in my life, I would say, because in that moment I felt like I belonged to something because I love sports and I still do love sport, especially basketball. But karate kind of leave it because the portion of my family for that, so I don't want to, not to enjoy that. So my thing was just doing basketball and karate. But by the time I have a fit body, I have a big body, and I enjoy doing exercise. I enjoy doing things. I enjoy going with people. I enjoy, going through that. But to me, my body also was changing, but my attraction was not changing. Like I kind of just enjoy because by the time, the only mindset that you have is just hanging out with people and like kind of kiss them a little bit. But to me, it was kind of disgusting. Even thinking about like, I gotta think this later because my thing was just doing karate and like doing basketball, which I'm still very proud of. I'm even 4.9 feet, so there's a lot that you need to do because self protection also helps you a lot, even if you are little, maybe tall. But my environment was just sporty, so what I liked by the time is sporty people. I remember having a little kind of crush with some of the girls there, like she was tall, and like another boy who was like maybe tall. So to me, by the time that I think that I kind of like it, but at the same time, no, but I kind of like it, you know what I mean? But to me, it was such a experience. Even now, I'm still recovering that taste because I love sports that, especially when you don't force me to do that. I love that when someone didn't force me, I can enjoy more that. And now that I have back pain because I play basketball, and this Friday. But I enjoy it, okay? I enjoy feeling my body, I enjoy running, I enjoy going. It's like I'm in like playing the sport that I used to do when I was little. And also I feel like I age kind of. Pretty weird thought. I'm kind of nervous, but by the time I'm saying again, I have this feeling surprised because I confuse like I find cute this person and maybe this girl, and I find cute this guy, but I didn't have clear clue was what was attraction to me. My teacher kind of explained me, but to me was not like grow a lot, like no was mature enough to like differentiate these things. So yeah, moving on to when I get to high school. My high school was with Little Women. Like my mom didn't want me to go like in a high school where we're like women and men because she used to fear like I would get pregnant or something like that because it is a thing here that a lot of people get pregnant in these days. So yeah, I'll take a sip for that because my mom is kind of tired as well. But to me, was the time where I kind of discovered that since high school. I mean, I didn't discover when I was in like close to high school because some girls have clear. I remember seeing a lot of my classmates having clear, like, I have a boyfriend, I have a band, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, you have your boyfriend. I have homework. That's all my thought that I was thinking. But yeah, I get to high school, was a little women there. I didn't discover that, but I kind of discovered because it was one of my classmates. I hold my like arm and I feel good, but in a way, like it feels like you're like something going on, but not here, like here in your heart. I feel like a warm thing, but to be fair, by the time I didn't discover, so when I get to the point where I kind of discover, I was like, wow, like, but I kind of suppressed again because again I didn't have idea, but the time, but then I search about it, I get more into that, and I used to be Christian. I used to go to the Catholic Church every single Sunday when I was in school, when I was in high school, when I was like, But I remember like two experience. Like one of them was when I was with one of my friends, kind of classmates there, and I was with one of my parents, and I said to them, "It's kind of cool, you know." And the moment that we were three together, I thought that I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like I felt very comfortable, but to me, I didn't think that this is a bad thing. Like I always want to be this person, and I just want to be in this moment, like for the rest of my life. I kind of feel that way, but then I kind of suppress it. So, bottom line to this, I used to be a missioner of like Catholic people. I even go to uh activities to the Catholic Church and stuff like that. I also have my little things there, but to me it was something not going on because I don't know, I felt like I don't belong there. But I kinda want to belong there. But I was doing just that like was work of the missioners, but to be fair, I don't know what shaped my mind, but it was just a phrase that told one of the missioners that basically said we commissioners don't have the work to like m- go and like convert another gay, maybe lesbian people or queer people, maybe someone of the LGBT community, as us, but we need to respect them, but we are not allowed to be this way. And I felt bad for me because by the time you just like me also you're like out of my out of my high school, but it wasn't my same high school. So I was like, well, and by the time she asked me like directly, because I was dealing with that internally, to be honest. And she asked me then, "Are you gay? Like, do you like girls and blah, blah? How you felt about the community?" So I'll tell her not because I was doubting myself. I was having insecurities. I didn't find myself at this time. I was just a little teenager. And then I said, "Well, I'm not that," because I was not having sure. And if I said like I have sure, and then she maybe take me, what I will do. But I was like, just saying, I'm not sure, like, but I will tell her or no. So I decided to, you know what? What is the thing that we are sure about it? We support them, just that. So I said to her, I just support them, but I'm not part of the community. Looking back now, I'm like, we allowed to say this now in the episode, not how very sure, but yeah, I felt that way. So then COVID happened and I had my experience, but I didn't have experience yet with men. I just kissed a boy. That's all. They didn't like me. Counting the days was in the period we are, you know. So I think that's why they like me, but I didn't feel nothing. Like when you kiss somebody, do you feel like you are doing something? Because we're gonna get to this point because it's have a little tea. I'm gonna take another sip. So then COVID happened, but before COVID happened, I remember me being sobbing by a boy, being like upset by the boy because I remember me just so like I was saying, I got to before COVID happened, like in the end of like 2019, I have a mental breakdown, like my box explode because the boy that liked me, but it was not because like me, it was because he rejected me, like he was playing hard to get, and by the time I find somehow like somebody, oh, you are playing hard to get, now you're hot, but I didn't understand why. why him, and he literally leaves me um things to work on, because you know what we're talking about. So I think that's the reason why I have attachment issues, because he left me, but before that we kind of have a little date. He eventually kissed me and just that. And I don't feel that girls, maybe whatever, could be that people should feel this way, like when you kiss somebody and you just are in the moment, but you don't feel like there is something going on. Like I felt like I was writing mad. Do you have this feeling? It was so boring. It was not I expect, I would say, was just I kiss somebody. That's all. Like, what are you gonna get me? That's all. So I think that when you enjoy it, that someone, whatever could be the gender, you should be aware of that as well. But then, like I'm saying, I have this shift into my life. But then, and the cherry of this little cupcake of things that explode my mind was that I used to like drug artists, guys, to be general, because I was, now looking back, I'm like, you don't love yourself enough. Like, you don't have anything clear. Like, you used to love drug artists, guys, because I remember the clear memory that I have until now is like I was holding his hand while he was drunk, because we met at a party at the prom, by the way, of the guy that rejected me because he had flirted. And I felt so good by the time. But now looking back, it's like, whoa, what are you doing? Can you just get your feet out of that party right now? I will slap myself in this face. Slap. But looking back, is that in the next day, because we eventually go to, I go with at my home with my mom, and he go like with their friends, I think. But he even didn't remember my name, my face. This cutie, he didn't remember. So we're like, bottom line, after he rejected me, I talked with him, like he told me like he didn't have a girlfriend, but then I eventually discovered he have a girlfriend. But he been wanting to be with me, but I just said, next page. Next page. We need to block them and just continue with our lives, because this can go right. This can go to this way. I can go. I can go. I can deal with this. But I think these people also play a huge role in my journey, like growing. Because they don't react to me, I will not be here. Like truly, I will not be here, because after he rejected me, I discovered my love for music, and I remember all the things that I used to enjoy, and like now I'm here, like doing music, doing things. So I think these people play a huge role in your life, and you should be so aware of that, of like people who hurt you, and you can see in a way of like, I will not be better, like I'm gonna be better, not like settle down and be like, I gotta cry. I know maybe you're seeing this crying, but be aware that there's a lot of people for you. There is a lot of people for you. But that also play a huge role in my self discovery. So yeah, then COVID happened, and then I in high school, but by the time I was having kind of suppressed. So I was in a group chat one day. I pop up because in that time I just like me one girl that was a musician, and it kind of wakes me up. Because I didn't have that thing explored yet, so I didn't have like dreams of like, how do you have the dreams when you kind of explore, like your mind kind of explored that. I didn't have that with man like at all. I just dreamed like nothing, nothing. Like my only dream I think I had was like a house, and like some man was calling me like saying, "Ah, you gonna go to dinner?" That's all, and like we were in a big house. I guess that was all the dream that I had. But with that musician that I used to be fan, huge fan of, I kind of discovered now. Like I get it. Like I get it. Totally, totally get it. So yeah. And also I want to talk about this because maybe I didn't understand by the time what I used to attract these guys to my life, and I didn't think what was the reason. What was the reason? Because I didn't have this type of guy that I want. Because all that I've been wanting is maybe just a slim, maybe a thin guy that play basketball and like uh, could take care of their mental health and like self care in general. Maybe a drug addict, smoking guy who can maybe take me to the motorcycle, which is not bad, but we need to do everything with like certain rules, and like we don't need to be a certain level like extreme to extreme, because in the middle we find balance. So but I was just in this extreme to extreme, like it needs to be super super, super healthy, or it needs to be really 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 low got it. Like I didn't find like a balance, but to me like the balance is by the time now it's not, we cannot do this, we need to have balance. But when I realized that I have problems with my dad, because my dad was a good dad, even now I don't talk with him. I just carry a good memories with him, but I find that I've been wanting to have his approval with everything. Like we were humans, we want approval for everything that we do, but I think I didn't make like a certain space to like maybe settle with myself and be like, we want approval so badly of our dads, and we were projecting this on our guys that we were seeing. So when I realized that I was wanting the approval, and I was like kind of recreating that with the guys, maybe the boys that used to like me at the time, I wake up. And also, to be fair, I was working on therapy by the time, because a lot of these things pile up, and I used to have experience that I was saying again. I feel so worried that when I was younger, some monsters take my flower, and when I was little, and these play a huge roles in my thoughts about men and what was attracting them. So when I kind of wake up and I was saying, not all men are bad, and we were attracting that men in our lives because we passed for that, and we think that we deserve that because we passed for this. So I think that what allows me also to work a lot in therapy as well. And I think that it's beautiful when you learn about these things, and you're kind of aware of that, and you can rewire your brain. You can tell yourself, it's not because of this, and we need to set boundaries, and we need to look for a good man and also in your life. Even if you're maybe past for this, and you will tell me, oh, why you didn't try conversion therapy? I didn't try, fortunately, by my therapist that I used to be with a lot of session and stuff like that. So I think that a lot of people think that you need to do this. And by the way, search my book. There is the end for the character that you will know perfectly well that is it here. And you will be sure that she survived. She's okay. She's in front of you, telling you their things. Enjoy the book, by the way. Send me a screenshot if you see the book. I will love to hear that. It's on Wattpad. It's on my website. Up below. But continue with this. I didn't do conversion therapy. Even that Minsa tell Peru that being gay, being lesbian, being queer, being whatever is a medical condition. So to be fair, when I was aware of that, I was like saying, I'm not the problem. Like this is not a medical condition, because my psychologist that we are linked to do these things with dementia and stuff like that, even they're very conscious about this, because when you do conversion therapy, what you doing is like making you feel not sure about yourself. It's like I've been thinking like we can split like the things, we can reverse that into like, if we think like how bad could be if someone is straight, like the same gender, like maybe like how bad could be if someone is straight with like another gender, like the opposite, and like people will pushing him or maybe her to like liking the same gender. How bad could be if we split that into another perspective? How bad could be that? So I'm like, live everyone live happy. So I work a lot in therapy to this, and I will tell you that when someone tells you after that, there is two cases that maybe could happen after we have this experience, and is at first we can end up with like maybe three. I don't know. I'm not aware of this, but two things that maybe could happen through my experience and through the cases I've been seeing. Just two perspective I have. I don't know if it's another third. Comment down below. This is a safe space. So there is one that is basically someone close to me told me that she has a boyfriend even if she passed that. And also another experience that is like me. I had this experience and I ended up being, but it's not because of that. Because when you pass for this, you are not wanting to have sexual intimacy with nobody. Like you don't want to do the free thing with no one. You don't want to do the free thing. Like you don't want to do that with no one. Like it's just you, your thoughts, your fears, and what encourages you in therapy is like working that with somebody that could help you, a therapist, and it's so good because when you surpass that, when you survive, maybe because it can cause you also damage over yourself. You can even doubt yourself, like I'm not good enough. I used to feel dirt, but now I don't feel dirt. Like I don't feel any guilty about myself telling these things, and I'm encouraged to do that because it's not because you pass for that and you are not. Because we are so scared. So when we become that, when we survive to that, it's like live everyone live their life, and if they feel attracted to that, it's not your problem. Like it's just them and their sexuality. Because my friend that I was close with, she ended up being straight after she survived that, but it's not because that, like it's not the reason. Because again, like I'm saying, we worked this in therapy, I worked that in therapy and I surpassed that. So I'm like, okay. I even find cute this time then. Like, have you seen them and like after they go to the gym like they I know we're kids watching. I know we're kids watching. But I kind of find cute as well. And I'm blushing. But I find also kidding girls, but it's okay. But I just want to clarify that two times. We can go now to the next topic. I love to talking about this because some girls will be doubting myself, like, what I find cute boys. You need to come to Dharma. It's a city of flowers and a city of gentlemen. Mostly, you need to find your good ones. But I go then to a private college, which is not expensive at like Harvard, which is a tiny little, a tiny big, big college. So I was a study by the time engineer of systems, and there were a lot of cute men there. Like, but they in that college was a lot of gentlemen. Like, oh my gosh, like they open the door for you, they give you the things that you wanted, they tell you, oh, is everything okay? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's everything okay. Oh, like that way. So that gave me another perspective of like men's in general. Because to be fair and to be honest, I didn't have that. So, like I'm saying, I had the experience with that, but I didn't talk with men that. had like kind of toxic relationship, but I was kind of healing through that. So that helped me a lot. But I'm telling you, a lot. And if you are a man, I encourage you to do that with a lot of girls that you may be a gentleman, but also have your boundaries. But I love that treatment, that princess treatment. It's something that likes me a lot. So they were so nice that yeah, they changed my perspective. But they also told me one thing that is basically of their perspective, that we see equally people, like we need to be equal, you know, because we can be, they told me like we can be gentlemen, but we also need the things like equal because we need to be treated nice. And I think that's why a lot of girls don't maybe men don't do that as well, because they were not having in the past good experience, so they kind of repeating parts again with the girls that they meet up. So I'm like, well, it's okay, it's fine. So I treat them as equally. And they even didn't want me to like do something more, like, can we go to my apartment after we eat? Like, no, they were just gentlemen going to that. I love that. So through the time when I was in college, I got to the app because I was wanting to learn English, and I didn't find like an answer clearly. By the time I was also talking with one of my aunts that she lives in New York, and she told me like, "Can you download this app to learn English?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll download that app to like learn English." So I downloaded the app. I search for like people to talk about it, and then there's when comes my most open awakening. But by the time I was thinking like when I was in college, because I had like good treatment with like men's, maybe I'm bisexual. I was like with that thing in my mind. Maybe I like men's, maybe I like women, both of them. Because why not? Like I was thinking like, why not you like girls, you like girls, like you just say it. To the time we kinda have clear more clear. But then popped up that I met um we're gonna call this for maybe 5 girls with like fake names, because maybe nicknames, because I don't want to expose them to these podcasts, and I don't want to be this like exposure, because we, even we do something bad, we deserve privacy. I think that maybe not something bad, like something in general. I keep my things private, so yeah, don't have any problem. So yeah, so I met the first in this episode. We're gonna have Swifty. We're gonna call plant here, plant, Swifty plant. I don't have nothing with Swifty and plants. By the way, it's just my podcast and my episode and my things through this, and I'm gonna say also, breaking a little bit this episode, I used to enjoy and like a little LGBTQ plus community, but more like girls to girls like songs. But I didn't discover like fully how was the thing, but I kind of find interesting. And yeah, so I met Swifty again. I'm not having nothing bad with Swifties, um, but I didn't know she likes Taylor Swift or something. I just know that she likes music as me. But anyway, I met this girl in this app, and like we were talking and talking and talking and talking. We were even, I remember me being sitting on the couch and like talking hours and hours and hours, like because we were kind of connected, but she was younger than me, so kind of immature. And just that. through the 10 to 1 a.m. Nothing crazy. Just we were exchanging experience, thoughts, taste in music, and it was kind of innocent, but she was having something going on, but it was a long distance. All of this experience was long distance. I'm gonna say all of this, so don't worry. So I was talking, and I asked her like, "Do you want to have something?" But we were kind of flirting. But there was one point I remember when I wanted to try and recover that with her, like trying to come back. I think years ago was, and she told me like, "I don't feel prepared enough. I don't feel safe enough. Like she doesn't feel enough. Like." Safe, like prepared to this because she lives in US and I live in Peru, so it was a long distance. Long distance. Like you need to take a flight and 2 cars to maybe get to the place where I am. I think this is also lesbian things. But anyway, so moving on, we have I'm gonna take a sip. This is maybe I need to wine to do this episode, but maybe I need a cup of wine to do this. But then I met Pumpkin that, as you know, I wrote her a song that I explained how much I love to be their friend. But deep down, I like the first thing that I have clear because at the time I have clear, but I didn't came out. Like I just have clear with myself, exploring with myself, but I didn't like fully came out to my parents. And like I didn't have clear yet. So like if you can tell my parents what they think about, like because my parents used to be so but not so religious but religious. So I was like I'm not gonna tell her. Like I'm gonna wait until I'm sure about a relationship and I'm like kind of to this. So then I met Pumpkin. She was very sweet, and but she didn't want me to maybe show me her face. I don't know why. Maybe she has a religious problem. Maybe she has something going on. But I fully present myself like I'm always open. Like take a photo of me and then I send to her like this is who I am and we're still talking. But I have the things clear enough to like say well, I like your voice. I don't know how you are physically, but I like your voice. And also for one of my friends that I have close with her, they told me like she had blue eyes. So well, I was like, okay, but mm, I will be patient with you. Like we start to like talking and talk, but with this girl was very intense. I'm telling you, with this girl was very intense. Not in the sense of like maybe physical way, but I gonna tell you that was intense like the talking stage because we stayed up one time I can remember to 5 a.m. I didn't know if she even have life because to me go to the stream was so new to me that I don't know. I even asked her like, "You are bi? You're like girls?" And she's, "Well, I'm bi." So I was like, "I have a chance." So there was a moment where I take the chance and we kind of try, but then get so many problems going on, so we ended up being friends. But I still like her, but she have someone that I was jealous with. Um, so the thing got toxic, but to be fair, to be completely fair, I ended up. I end up the thing like I don't wanna like the last thing I can remember is just She asked me how I was, and I was like, I'm good, but I'm just going to tell you that you need to be happy, and I need to be happy as well. But I cut them off. Was hard even because it was a year that I don't want to cry. Was a year that I have a breakdown through this. Like I ended up just doing that thing in with all of these girls. Like I cut them off, block, cut them off, block, never come back. Because I think that when you are having this experience, you don't want to come back again. So I did that. I'm like straight to the line, cut them off. But I encourage the good experience. The things change with like Flower is their fake name as well. But we talk a little bit. She was a Chinese girl of China, maybe Japan. I can't remember. She was so hot at the time. I haven't like China and the Chinese girl anyway, like Japanese, Asian. um. So yeah, I kind of talk with her. We hanging out a little bit, and we talk eventually, and we were having like a video call. I remember Friday, but we didn't do that, so cut them off. Just that. And with Pumpkin, take the time when I was talking with also money. Like we when we are friends, she recommended me talk with other people, and I was like, okay. But didn't work out with Flower because I was wanting Pumpkin, but she didn't show me her face. She just felt good enough, and I was not allow me to complain about this again. So I blocked her directly. But I encourage a good experience. But if this didn't go in a way, because I think that some people can go really well being friends after they have a relationship, but to me it's hard because I'm very emotional and I get sometimes very, very to that stage that I can. It doesn't go to me, I think. It doesn't go with me. I would say the thing changed with like Mooney that she told me everything that I know from spirituality, crystals, and tarot readings. I remember being so scared to do tarot readings because I think that they were a little bit devil, which is not. If you do tarot readings, it's not from the devil. But we kind of talk, we exchange words, we kind of flirt to the time, but to me, it was feeling like I belong here. I never felt that I belong more there because she was playing me beautifully a song until like we like spoke a lot, we talk a lot. And I remember me being always so excited when it get to 5 p.m. because I noticed that we were having like a call every single day to like 2 weeks straight. So I was so happy after like 5 p.m. She was also younger than me, like 1 year, maybe two, 1 year. And then we talk more, and I was feeling so happy. I even was planning. I even was planning like how would be our life in like 5 years, maybe 10 years, because my plan was like maybe if I will have a job, because we were planning, we kind of know how this goes, but um, I was thinking like in the final year maybe we can have some money and then we can like travel and can like meet up and like do these things and blah blah blah. So it was like kind of being so the moon in the air. The I was crushed in love like deeply. Eh, I don't know. I felt so good by the time, but she plays me guitar. We spoke about like stickers. She loves stickers, and we were telling about like experience, and she also teach me a chord that sounds like in repetitive, so I can play and no one can know that you are. It's like a trigger musician, so she also loves music, and yeah, and she also loves like pharmacy. Oh my god. But the thing that what happened to me was, if I would cry, excuse me, is my podcast diary, the song behind the voice diary. So she also told me about songs, and I cannot hear we don't talk about Brin again. Like in a way that I don't want, because it remembers me her and like Let It Go and like Moana songs. They were my thing. I should keep that with myself. There were one things that I can remember of her, but clearly what I remember is like my mom saying, because I by this time it didn't came out to my mom, like tell her, Mom, I'm like yours. And I was just like kind of suppressing and like kind of creating like a double personality. Was, no, Mom, don't worry, it's just a friend who is teaching me English, because my mom knows that I love English. And she was like, okay, honey, it's your thing. But she was kind of new in that because she knows me so well. So we were and they were get to the point where I was talking with her, and my mom was seeing me kind of rare, like more happy than they used to be, because when you know, you know. When you know, you know. Oh my god. When you know, you know. Kinda makes me laugh. I know. So, yeah, I came to the conclusion where I let her my feelings, because we were flirting at this point. We were talking for hours and hours. So I was thinking, after 2 weeks or maybe one, I don't know how many weeks was, but after that, I told her like, I like you. And she was saying, do you like me too? Yeah. Do you want to be in my. And she was like, well, I'll tell you tomorrow, like in a flirty way. And I was like popping with my feelings and stuff like that. And this can happen to me. Maybe it happened to you in a successful way. But what was in a long distance. But again, I was kind of projecting how we'd be in the future. But she blocked me. After I told her, she blocked me. Bottom line. She blocked me. To me. To me. To me. Like, who blocks you after you tell them how much you like them? And what triggered this little cake of emotions was that 2 days, 5 days, maybe a week before Valentine's Day. Can you believe that? Can we believe that? I'm down. I'm down. They were immature. Oh, look this. Immature. Um, but yeah, do you know what was the cherry of this cake again? Was how I was feeling like I belonged to her, like we were together, we were wanting to be together, and blah blah blah. I think that was the right moment to tell my mom, I like this girl and shit, like, because like I was saying before, if I didn't have like something properly, if I didn't have a relationship with my mom will not believe me. That I was thinking about. And I was like, Mom, I like this girl and she doesn't like me back. And I'm like, but I was sobbing. And my mom understood very well. And she was saying me, you don't need to be worried about this. And it's okay. Like, I didn't expect that out of you, but it's okay. But she blocked me after I told my mom and after I came out. My feelings in my face explain how I felt. But I'm grateful because now I can talk about more openly. Mom, I like this. Maybe, Mom, I like this. Mom, I like that. And I'm like, Okay. Even I was like hard, but it's like more comfortable. But I'm kind of going through this, you know. But I just want to tell a big point, a big bottom line to this because by the time I told my mom that I was bisexual, like I like both women and men, but in the end of the day, I just like girls. So I came out again to my mom and I told her, Mom, I just like girls. But my mom was like, the other thing is maybe a face. And I was like, oh my gosh. Can you believe my diary? If you see my journal, I will be, oh my gosh, you clearly. But, I'm single. If you ask me, I'm single. Single. Okay? It's not something to be worried about it. And I think that when you came out, you had more pressure on you because you were wanting to be so perfect, blah blah blah. But you need to be sure, besides who you are, you need to put in the fits maybe in a straight woman, maybe in a straight man, or maybe in a straight someone out there and like tell you if they feel pressure about like their sexuality. No, you need to see that way. Like you don't need to feel pressure about that because I was having that feeling as well. I need to be perfect in this. I need to be perfect in that. I need to be those. Like when I look back, it's like come on, it's not a big deal. It's not. Who cares? Like, who cares? Even if something like, who cares if you like? Who cares? Like, who cares? Do you care? Do you care if somebody close you will tell you, it's not affecting you? Like, you need to be just sure that as long as you think, and yes, as long as you are sure enough and safe enough with yourself, and you feel good about yourself, and you respect others, and you have values, you don't need to feel the pressure to like be perfect because as me surviving with anxiety all the time and like being always like I try to be perfect, blah, 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 we don't need to be that way. We don't need to be that way. By the way, I think that to end this episode, I talk about religion and stuff like that because you hear me about talk about Christianity. I respect people who pray in a gay way. I respect people who pray in the straight way. I respect everyone who prays. But I don't pray. What I do is manifest because I didn't have my manifestations coming in because all the things that I've been wanting to have, I asked to God, maybe, can you turn me straight, please? Like, can you turn me? I always was having that. I think it was a iconic moment to me. But I respect them and I respect people who pray in a gay way. Those like they were maybe lesbian, they're queer, they're part of the LGBTQ plus community and they pray, maybe they do these things and I respect that. But I don't do that because I have my things to not don't go into that. Which I think here in Peru we think that is something not good. So maybe I will pray in like a church and yes. Who knows? But in a gay LGBTQ plus way. But now my thing is like manifesting and I think manifesting crystals, stuff like that, is a religion of the queer people because we make our rules and like we manifest good things and like we were safe enough and good enough with ourselves and like we don't are like others and we are just ourselves like we don't do bad things. We are in the way that we are and we also receive the respect and Google, social media is the way that I see it. Like even now, Pinterest is the way that I've been seeing like relationship between women and women because when you search in Google, they show you in like an explicit way, and it's not that way. Like it's very weird. It feels like in another way. Like you will see like as a straight like couple, you will see that it is beautiful, but we need to change the perspective. We need deserve also respect and we make our boundaries. That doesn't mean that we don't have boundaries because people, oh, when you are that, you doesn't. No, we also deserve respect, and we need to set more than others boundaries through our relationships. Exists toxicity? Yes, exists like the rules and certain things that we can maybe change. Yeah, but you can excuse my doggies out there, but it's environment that we have here. But I just want to tell you, adding to this episode, that as long as you feel comfortable in the role that you have, because some people like it maybe have roles, maybe roles in there, because I was saying like you're the masculine, so you need to act this way, in this way, in this way. You're the feminine, so you need to act this way, this way. Maybe queer people, you need to dress this way. You need to be cisgender. You need to be that way. So I think it's instead of like putting a lot of labels, because I've been seeing that, like the perspective of like conservative people, the LGBTQ plus community, like liberal people, the LGBTQ plus community, like these people who were like different, but they share something in common, that is sexuality. You need to just be you. Like, there's nothing wrong with just be you, as long as you respect the boundaries of other people and you respect others. But you just need to be you. There is nothing wrong with you. And you don't not to be like, if you're comfortable being feminine, welcome. If you're comfortable being masculine, welcome that. You don't need to be another for no one. I love to change sometimes, like pants or maybe dresses for like a comfortable pants, because I love being myself. I love being comfy. Dresses can be uncomfortable sometimes. Dresses can be uncomfortable sometimes. And just that. If you like to be masculine, you're welcome. And for femme girls, like again, like but just that. Meditate, journal. If you don't have like journal, pick a journal. If you hate writing, do voice recording memos. And I will recommend you something that I've been doing lately. They were like, I was crying, maybe whatever that comes to your mind, like I spoke to that, maybe do a little recording or like memory to this time, and then you can maybe, after you have in that moment, you can maybe hear you, and then you can tell yourself, well, how can I improve in this? And like, then you need to delete that. If you want to keep it, but I suggest you delete that. Maybe do something like a book, music, art. To me, helps me a lot. The music to survive through these things, honestly. And like my journal, and I will end my journal. That is my diary. That will convert in the book soon. I'm just saying, you have another cup. um. So yeah. Finally, to end this episode, kind of end this episode, I want to tell you that if you feel anxious for maybe having something, uh you need to do like the breathing exercise, but maybe the breathe out. The breathing can be short, but the breathe out can maybe help you when you have these times where you feel like anxious. Maybe you are going through this, and if you're not part of the LGBTQ plus community, maybe you're straight. When you feel anxious, you need to be more like breathe out to like be more relaxed, because when you breathe in, it's like relaxing, but the breathe out is more relaxing. So you need to make sure that the breathe out is more long than the breathe in, you know? But I hope you open your eyes a little bit. And by the way, how they changed my perspective, like music is like in two ways. I've been thinking of like doing a song specifically just for girls. Finally, to end this little episode, I want to tell you that the way that this changed my perspective, saying like maybe I should do something like dedicated just for girls, and I will do that. I will do that. But I did two songs dedicated, three. Oh my gosh, three songs of like of girls, basically. But To be honest, I will say that as long as you feel comfortable, okay. But I been planning to do these songs, but the reason why I do songs neutral because I don't know if you noticed, but I do songs neutral that is not specifically girls, specific boys, specific for pan, specific trans because I want to make sure that everyone feels included. So that's what I do this type of music, and I hope that you could understand my point of view. But again, I will do songs celebrating that openly, but some people don't understand the metaphors of that, so just enjoy the music. And if you think that is dedicated for a girl, enjoy that. If you think it's dedicated by a boy, dedicate them. My songs are very just for everyone, so everyone can listen and dedicate. Most of them is of love and just that. So I hope you can enjoy this little episode, and I hope you can tag me, and I hope you can see my things. And my taste has been improving a lot. Now I have good taste in girls in general. Now I like healthy and tall. Um, just that. I hope you can comment, review, and share this little episode, Mokyvers, and I will see you in the next one. Comment, review, and if you are hearing this from Spotify, Apple, or wherever platform you're hearing it, I hope you can tag me. You can just share this little moment with me, and I hope you can learn more about me and my journey. And I hope that you could also just see another perspective because everyone have perspective. We don't have the true. We don't have perspective, but we have values. And just that. I hope you can have a good night, day in general, and I hope see you in the next episode of The Book Behind the Sun Diary. And I'm so glad that you're here, Monkey. We really appreciate it. Have a great day, night, or day in general. Bye.